Hello folks, and welcome to Let's Talk Sports live commentary of your African Nations Championship this evening in Algeria. The first half has just begun and it is Cameroon versus Congo for your Monday night football in quite, I'm not going to say an empty Oran Olympic Stadium. It has a capacity of 40,000, to be precise 40.143. It's obviously nowhere near like that tonight, but the game has kicked off. And it's Cameroon in their usual home colours of green shirt, red shorts and yellow socks. Congo in the all-white kit tonight. So it's Congo attacking from left to right, Cameroon from right to left. And at the moment, Cameroon do have it just from their own half. But in goal, we'll go through the lineups. It's Babi in goal for Cameroon. 4 in defence of Ibrahim, Mokoko, Malone and Barrick. We then have 3 in midfield from left to right. It's Avom, Mbar and Kaiba on the right. And then 3 up front from left to right. It is Guamzu, Dibammi and Bekzeli. And then for Congo, in goal it is Nzila. From right to left it's Ondongo, Bakua, Ondongo again. There's 2 Ondongos in the defensive line for them. Malonga on the left, and then into the midfield we've got Bengrula on the right. In the middle it's Obongo. Then to the left it's Mbango. Then to left to right, front 3, Elando, Basinga and Mab Alia. So that is your starting lineups for both teams, both playing the same formation it would look like. At the moment it is with Bekele, and the cross ends up going to naught, and it's going to be a goal kick after all that. We did have the starting lineups, but I've lost them, so I don't know where they are at the moment. So I do apologise about that. I love it how they're showing a replay of the cross, but nothing from it whatsoever. We did have a game earlier on today, and it was Angola versus Mali, and it ended up being a 3-apiece game. Angola looked as though they were going to get the first win of the campaign by being 3-1 up, but Mali, just like they did 13 years ago against Angola in the opening game of the 2010 Africa Cup of Nations, they go and do a remarkable comeback. But 13 years ago they were 4-0 down with 15 minutes to go, and they got 4 goals late on. It's a long throw in here for Congo. It's on the right wing at the moment, and it's with Ondongo again, and his cross coming off what looked to be header off the endo. He's ended up hit that way over the target. It's a good cross to him. He actually tried to flick it with his left foot way over the target. Didn't really think too much of that. It's now back into the Congo half, trying to deal with the pressure on the far side from the Cameroon players, about 4 of them pressing on the right hand side, and it is Cameroon who have got the ball back, and they've got it all the way back to their goalkeeper Barbie. Now Barbie again picks it up from Mokoko in his all purple kit tonight. It's quite a nice pattern on the shirt. Can't see that closely, but I do quite like what he's done there. Here they come now, Cameroon trying to go on their first real attack of the game. It's down the middle at the moment with Mbar. Then kicks it out wide to the left hand side to Guamzu. He falls to the ground, and does he win a free kick? I think the goalkeeper has got himself a goal kick after all that. The referee points to the goal, so did it go out of play? Or was it ended up being a free kick for Congo? I'm not quite so sure, because the ball definitely didn't go out of play. It was near the corner flag, and it was Guamzu who fell to the ground. So it is going to be a free kick. Referee signal didn't look very clear to me though. So first set piece of the game. Cameroon just about to reach 5 minutes. There's two of them behind the ball. It's a two-man wall. It's swung in. No man in green to pick that up, and it's headed cleared back to the centre circle, then booted forward, and it's gone all the way straight back to Enzila, the goalkeeper. He doesn't even think about it. He boots it right up there out to the left-hand side in the Cameroon half. It's now with Kaiba. Only to lose it to Mbango. And decides that it'd be best to take all the way back to the goalkeeper. We do have our live video prints, of course, folks, on the bottom right of your page. So any goals that are coming in from any big games around the world, they'll come straight in there. Last update we've had on there is half-time between Genoa and Venezia. It is goalless in Italy. Red Bull Salzburg 2-1 up against Sparta Prague. That finished at full time, and a shot, well, it nearly crept in from Islando there. Lobbed the ball, went in the air, looked like it was going over, and it did at the end, but it was dipping quickly. And the goalkeeper at the end just applauds his teammates, probably just to motivate them to just maybe wake up a little bit. Goal kick is taken. It's now out to the right wing now. Here come Cameroon again with Bekele. Bekele nearly outran his man of Malongo, but Malongo did well, and Congo deal with it and just boot it out for a throw-in on the halfway line. Do get in touch on the live chat page. We've asked on our poll who you think will win. It's Cameroon who are leading at the moment, 75%, 0% for a draw. Congo at 25%. Now the throw-in down the right-hand side from Cameroon ends up being nothing whatsoever. Goalkeeper's happy for that to roll behind for a goal kick. Plays it short, they'll play it out from the back. Mondongo boots it quite out, far out, about 40 yards forward. Couldn't get anyone to pick it up in white, and it goes straight to Babi, the goalkeeper, in his full purple kit. I must check that out on Google afterwards. It's some kit design he's got there. I want to see the detail of that later on. African football shirts, there's some good ones around, especially what Marley were wearing earlier. If you haven't seen it, do Google it. Back with the game. Nothing to really report on so far as we reach nearly 8 minutes. It's all square after a very exciting match in the first game of the day. Angola free, Mali free. And of course this is a weird group, Group E, because there's only 3 teams in it, while the other groups have 4. So that means there's a bit of rest for these teams during the group stages, since they only have to play 2 games, but they have to wait longer between the 2 matches, which you wonder, don't you, if it's any advantage really, going into the knockouts if you go through, of course. But of course, let's not forget Morocco, the defending champions of this competition, had travel problems to get into Algeria. I'm not going to go into too much detail of that, but yeah, they won't be here to defend it this year, so it will be a different winner compared to when this competition was last hosted in 2020. Cameroon have lost the ball 30 yards out from their own goal. It was well defended by Obongo while he intercepted it. But despite them maybe pressing forward, it's gone back to the halfway line. Now it's with Mbongo again. He does a good pass. He couldn't get it to Basinga, but he's got the backup of Islando. Cameroon get the ball back now onto the right-hand side in their own half with Kaiba. Then Barak to Malone. There's an empty plastic bag in the wind on the pitch, not causing any distractions though. Now it's with Ambalia. Long ball forward. Comes to nothing again. Cameroon onto the right hand side. Kaiba again. Now with Bekele. Cross, is that going to be a corner? And I think the referee's pointed to the goal, so it will be a goal kick. I thought I knew my referee signals, because before I thought it was a free, what was it, a goal kick, and it ended up being a free kick. But no, there was no touch there, looking back at the replay on my monitor. Maybe a goal kick, and there might have been a late challenge on Bongo. Not sure which Cameroon player that was, but at the end it ends up being nothing but just a replay. Goal kick taken, he's kicked it down the middle. Oh, and a bit of a miss bounce there for one of the Cameroon defenders of Barak, and he could be in trouble here. Ends up being a shot way over the goal. You can see why Balia went for it. He cut in to his right and then decided to go for glory with his right foot, but that was very well wide. Now, it has been quite a cold few days in Algeria, so in certain parts of Africa it is the summer at this time of year. Let's not forget the 2010 FIFA World Cup that was in South Africa was during the winter time, in June, July time, but of course it's January now. It's different seasons compared to what it's like here in England, where I'm commentating from tonight. Looks as though there's going to be a free kick for Cameroon, for the Lions. Well, the referee is wearing quite a bizarre kit as well tonight. Fluorescent yellow shirt with black shorts and black socks, but there's a very unusual triangular pattern going on the front of his shirt. Referees get a bit of style on their shirts from time to time. Can't go wrong with the Cameroon colours. It's incredibly colourful, the yellow socks, red shorts and green shirt. And they could be under pressure here, Cameroon. And Mbappe had to just clear it out for a throw, and he was way out of his area. As it looks as though it was Congo's Mambalia who was making the run down the right on his own, unmarked. So Ondongo, the number 14 man's going to try and take a long throw in here on the near side. He's going to make a big run up, big throw, lands to the edge of the 6-yard box. Referee thought that there was contact there from Soso, and he's decided to give a free kick to Cameroon. It's quite a nice referee shirt. It's got, I'm just noticing a bit more now, in the middle of the shirt, it's left yellow as a gap in the middle in the shape of Africa. So I quite like what they've done there. Might have the match paused for a moment or two. Kaiba having to be checked out. It looks as though he's injured his arm or his right hand. Medic is just putting some water on his right hand. Not sure how that happened, but they're going to play on without Kaiba for maybe a minute or two. The goal kick was long from Cameroon. After all, that ends up being a throw-in for Congo at the halfway point on the far side. Do get in touch, as I said. Jamie Burgoyne says, can we hit 11,000 subscribers tonight? We're just 15 away. To be honest, just before we started the commentary here tonight, it's now 11 subscribers away from 15,000, so do click that subscribe button, folks, if you haven't already. We'd really appreciate it. With it's across from the right hand side. Cameroon have to try and clear it. They do so at the end. Barak, who's just come back on. Sorry, no, that was Kaiba. Barak being the defender. He had to just clear it out at the end. There was a moment where Congo could have had a free shot at goal. At the end, looks as though there might have been, I think it was Bango who might have been the one that's causing the foul there. If you just joined us for nearly 15 minutes in, it's Cameroon 0, Congo 0. Both playing in their opening game of the 2022 African Nations Championship. You're probably wondering why I'm saying 2022. Well, This was supposed to take place last year, but of course COVID-19 delayed quite a lot of sporting events, and we're still in that period where some sporting events are having to be staged still because of what COVID has done by cancelling a lot of these events. Of course, let's not forget, this time last year we had the African Cup of Nations, which was supposed to be 12 months before that in 2021. Of course, we still don't know when that next one's going to be. Originally, it was supposed to be this summer in the Ivory Coast, but it looks as though it might get delayed till January 2024. So no summer tournament in Africa at this rate, but I don't think anything's been confirmed. I think those are just rumours, I might be wrong. Greg Livingston's got in touch. Hello Greg, saying where can I watch this and who is hosting the tournament? So Algeria is hosting the tournament over the next few weeks. I'm not sure where you can watch it in the UK, to be honest. Might be a thing to check on Live Soccer TV, which is a website. It's a good website for stuff like that. Yeah, it says I thought AFCON is every 4 years. So this isn't AFCON, this is African Nations Championship. So I haven't explained it yet, but the African Nations Championship is actually quite a different tournament. It's like the African Cup of Nations, same amount of teams and group stages and knockout stages all in one country. Just long ball ends up going to the hands of the Congo goalkeeper, so no threat there from the set piece. But yeah, basically the only players that can play for these teams are players that play in their national leagues, as in for their country. So it is quite a nice idea. We are pretty much watching pretty much every. Okay, I know every country normally has players from their own country, but this is make sure that these are players that actually do play in their countries as well. So you could say it's a good way for some of these players to get seen around the world, maybe, and get scouted to go to Europe. Who knows? It's not a bad idea, I don't think. It's not. It formed in 2009. And it's been going ever since. This is the 7th edition of the tournament. Morocco have won it the most times, along with DR Congo. Both teams have won it 2 apiece. It's going to be a throw-in for Congo on the near side, and looks as though there could be an injury here. I think that's for Mabayala, or it might be Islendo. I think it's Islendo actually. He's been playing on the right hand side so far. Yep, it is, watching the replay. So he went up for the header against Makoko. Makoko's the captain for Cameroon, and might have just landed on his left leg. Pretty nasty there. Makoko obviously didn't mean to harm anything there, but he's just been checked out. He's not off the pitch, even though he's right on next to the sideline. I don't see why they can't just move him so that they can crack on with the game, but hopefully Islendo can continue. Just getting looks as though he might have done just his backside there, but they're going to continue without him. 10 men at the moment. Long throw-in, then kicked back into the box, but Cameroon, no problem for them. They're going to try and go on the counter-attack now. It's a long ball down the right-hand side to Bekele. Bekele's got one man in the box to go for. Well blocked, but it's back with Bekele, and he might go alone. No, there'll be a shot at goal, and tipped over the crossbar. It was Kaiba with the shot. And it's going to be a corner kick coming up for Cameroon, but they're going to feel like there was a good chance to take the lead. For a moment it looked as though they outnumbered their opponents in the penalty area. One of the Congo players fouled down when running back. 2 men to go for. He picked out Kai, but his shot was on target with his right foot. It curves, but it's well saved by Nzela. We've got ourselves a corner kick. I think this is our first corner of the game, actually. before that happens, we've got another injury going on. We've only had 20 minutes of their campaign so far, and we've seen players get injured. This is meant to be the start of the tournament, not nearly the end. Now what is going to happen here? Could there be changes, or will they be able to carry on? Just trying to figure out which player it is at the moment. Well, the stretcher's out on the pitch, so this doesn't look good. It does involve a Congo player. Oh dear. So it was the Congo player that had fallen down, went on the run to stop the attack, and he was up against Debami. Just trying to figure out who that is. Couldn't see, can't quite tell. I can't see the number on his back as he's now on the stretcher. So that's him done for the night. Samuel Eto'o is here tonight, president of the CEFF. So corner to come, Congo going to have to play without one of their men at the moment. It's punched away and cleared away by Basinga, and it goes all the way back to the Cameroon half. But that goalkeeper, Enzila, making the right decisions at the moment to keep his team level. Now it's booted up in the air. Goes into the Cameroon half again. But here's Basinga for Congo. Now to Obongo. To Ondongo on the right. Ondongo boots it up in the air, down the middle. Ball lands on the edge of the box. Oh, and Basinga trying to, not sure what he was trying to go for there. Going for a camera-esque goal maybe, but you've got to get it on target first. He saw the bounce of the ball in front of him, and he decides to just throw his whole body at it, and it just goes up in the air, and the ball's nowhere to be seen. Ended up being a goal kick, I think, at the end. I can't remember, it was that hysterical, that moment. But I think he just saw the bounce and thought, if I don't try, I'll never know. And I guess wonder goals, you do forget that if they hadn't got it right, it would look very embarrassing, and that was one of those moments. Still goalless. Already at the halfway point of this first half. But Cameroon with the first real threat so far. Here they come again now with Gramzo. Oh, and he just wins a corner. His cross ends up being cleared behind by Ondongo. It's a good run there by Gramzo. He actually got surrounded by 3 Congo players, gets out of that, crosses the ball in from the edge of the box, but as I said, it got headed behind from Ondongo. Kept it going, wins a corner, second corner of the game to come. The ball in, and it had to go behind again for a corner. This time it looks as though it's Malongo who's just headed it behind for a third corner for Cameroon, and it's taken short this time. 3 of them near the corner flag for the team in green. Instead it's easily intercepted, and frustrations there. Looked as though that was a foul on Mabalia. I'm still trying to figure out which Congo player it is that's gone off the pitch, because he's still on the sidelines being treated on the stretchers. It was Islendo who got fouled. So it looks as though a substitution might have been made, because I'm seeing number 10, but oh no, maybe not. I'm just assuming things, folks, sorry about that. No changes so far. But Cameroon do have a throw, but it looks as though the referee wants them to make the substitution. So it was Ondongo who came off. Ndongo is off for Bemba, number 15 for Congo. You can hear it in the background there from the announcer, the changes made, so Congo having to make a substitution that they didn't want to make so early on. Hopefully Ndongo can continue in the tournament later on, we'll see. But I'm just mesmerised by the referee's shirt at the moment. Cameroon have got a free kick just outside their penalty area. Ibrahim, cross to Malone. Malone nearly lost the ball. He got tangled with his own feet there, but Makoko was able to pick it up at the end. Scary moment. Congo really pressuring now to win the ball, and they pressured so much that they ended up fouling Bekele. Plays right wing normally for Cameroon, so the free kick's taken. It's only to be played back in their own half. Now they're out to the left-hand side at the midway point of the Congo half. Remember, folks, we do have live snooker tomorrow night. We've got Ronnie O'Sullivan playing his, well, he'll be opening, it's not just one match, but it's first of maybe a few matches this week in Cheltenham for the World Grand Prix. He takes on Barry Hawkins at around 7 o'clock tomorrow night, UK time. It's on the far side, Cameroon with the throw-in. But as I said before, the only real chance we've had so far was Kaiber with a shot that was saved and tipped over the crossbar. So we've only had one shot on target so far. One shot on target so far. Congo have got 4 shots, but none on target at the moment. Throw in Bekele again on the far side. Cameroon just keep playing it back in their own half. They're just not trying to challenge their opponents. They've got the pace. Don't see why they can't just give it a go. Foul by what looked to have been Ilendo on Makoko. He kicks it out to his right of Malone. Then to Barrack. Long ball, tried to pick out Debiami through the middle. He nearly got behind his defender. They'll have to try again. It's gone all the way back to the goalkeeper. Greg Livingston saying, I thought AFCON is every 4 years. I think they tried to do that and then they decided to bring it back to 2 years. And here come Cameroon on the right hand side with Bekele, and he's won a corner. Ndongo with the last touch there. Already Cameroon's 4th corner. It's going to be on the far side and it's going to swung in. Headed only half cleared. It's back on the edge of the box. Makoko trying to go for the cross. Now with Barak. Will he try and cross it in from the right hand side? He does with his left foot instead. No need to be cleared, it's back with him again. He'll try again. Instead it's blocked this time. And maybe Congo could go on the counter. No, because Barak has said no chance, mate. Should be a yellow card, but I think the referee might let him get away with that. Tripped him up from behind. Free kick to come for Congo. So it's still in their own half, but I must admit I thought that was a yellow card, but looks as though nothing's been fed through, so I think that's what it's going to stay as, just a warning. Free kick instead just goes back. half of the Cameroon. The furthest they've ever got to this competition is finishing 4th at the last tournament in 2020. I mean, if we count their senior team as well, they're unbeaten in 5 consecutive outings since the World Cup opening defeat to Switzerland. I was out that game. But Greg asked me if the Africa Cup of Nations is this year or next year. I'm not fully sure, but I have a feeling it's going to be next year in January. Of course, I do think the Africa Cup of Nations is something that could be a summer tournament. Well, in terms of European season, it would be good to have it in the summers because it doesn't disrupt the African players who play in Europe. We saw it in 2019 when Algeria won the Africa Cup of Nations. Then it was on in the summer, it was in June time. And I think managers probably appreciate that more since, well, especially last year when Jurgen Klopp had lost Sadio Mane and Mo Salah for 3-4 weeks, and both players were all the way to the end in that tournament. Senegal beating Egypt in a penalty shootout. Mane scoring the winning penalty to bring home Senegal their first ever Africa Cup of Nations triumph after being runners-up twice in the past. Now here come Congo. It's on the right-hand side with Basinga. It's crossed yet again, doesn't pick out anyone in the 18-yard box. Cameroon happy to just get rid of that ball. It's on the far side. Lob pass out to the right, ends up being dealt with, and it's comfortably picked up by Bango. Still with Bango. Then all the way to Bongo. Doesn't look for any options and decides for the goalkeeper to have it in his own area and decides to boot it up in the air. Lands on the halfway line. Kaiba to Bekele. Bekele sees a run down the middle and it's a good ball, but Nzila, he's been brilliant so far for Congo in goal. Saw the ball, came out for it and picked it up before his opponent could get to it. Looks as though there'll be a free kick at the end. Genoa have got a goal with 5 minutes to spare. Asamo Koda on the 85th minute, getting them ahead 1-0. They lead at home in Serie B, the second tier of Italian football. Jamie Burgoyne asking who's the best singer in LTS. Oh, and there's a chance here for Congo. All of a sudden a miscommunication, but Congo, inches away from taking the lead. But basically it was one of the defenders, I think it was Malone, who made a mistake. I think he was hoping to get the ball back to the goalkeeper, and then Basinga was just able to kick the ball away, and it just rolled past the goal line. Sorry, not past, across the goal line. And as you'd expect, the Congo manager, well, he's shown some frustration on the sidelines. I think he hoped that they would bury that and put themselves ahead, but Cameroon look a little rattled from the back. And they're trying to play from the back, but every time they have the ball, they get pressured. They do get a free kick because they're fouled again, but they're going to just show that replay of Makoko, who he should have it. He's letting the ball roll in front from behind, and the goalkeeper's having a go at him, wondering what are you doing? Makoko was hoping the goalkeeper would pick it up, but just shows if you don't run at your defenders, you never know what can happen. At moments like that just show that you can get a goal out of nowhere. Cameroon now on the attack from the right-hand side. Oh, it's a nice pass across to Gramzu, and my word, that's a terrible attempt. You get a few points in rugby with that attempt, not in football though, that's gone way over. Picked up a pass on his own on the left-hand side inside the penalty area. I think he let it bounce and then went for the strike. He actually teed it up in the air, then went for the volley. Frustration back on the bench. Rigobert Song is the manager of Cameroon. Cameroon man himself. "10 minutes till half time." Do get in touch on the live chat page and do vote who you think is going to win. Cameroon still leading our poll at 67%. A draw for 22%. A lot more people think it'll be a draw more than Congo getting a win. Congo on 11%. And if you're enjoying the stream, folks, click that like button. And also, if you're not a subscriber, what are you doing? Click that subscribe button right away and become a follower on Let's Talk Sport on YouTube. Long ball out to the right wing, trying to pick out Beckley. Last touch coming from Alendo, so it'll be a throw for Cameroon. It's taken quickly, calls for handball, but referee and the linesman were nearby and they didn't see anything. And at the end, Congo have given away a free kick, a foul on Kaiba. Dangerous free kick maybe coming up for Cameroon as it's just to the right, about 30 yards from goal. Samuel Eto'o watching on in the stands tonight. They wouldn't mind him to get on the end of this free kick. Champions League winner of Barcelona, of course, and Inter Milan. One hell of a striker back in the 2000s. Here comes the free kick, and it's... Oh, goalkeeper's fallen to the ground. Referee's happy to play on. Thought there might have been a foul, and they've won a corner at the end of it. Goalkeeper's not happy, though. He thinks he was fouled because he went up for it, then he fell to the ground, dropped the ball, and that, of course, left him vulnerable and the goal open. Referee said play on. There was no pause, there was no whistle, so they carried on. And in all fairness, I think the referee's spot on because it was actually the goalkeeper and his teammate that clashed in the air, hence why he fell to the ground. There's no Cameroon player involved, actually. It was on Dongo that he fell behind, and the header did go on target, but it was denied on the line by Bemba, who's only just come on to replace the injured on Dongo. So corner comes in. This time it's kicked way too high, and it's going to be a throw-in. Oh, it's going to be a goal kick, I think, after all that. Maybe it had gone out before it came back in. The linesman's just raised his flag. I'm not sure if there was offside there, but maybe there was after all that. But a wasted opportunity for the Lions. So booted up in the air again. Congo with the ball. Could we get a goal before half-time? It's still goalless. Looks as though there was a penalty scored at Estoril prior. Francisco Geraldez with the goal against Casapia AC. So it's Congo who've got the possession at the moment in their own half. 2 shots on target we've had from Cameroon, nothing from Congo against their opponent's goal, really. So you could say Cameroon looked like the team to score first if you're maybe fancying a bet on it of who will score first in this game. Now it's on the right hand side for Congo. It's with Ondongo, the right back, and he should pick up a long ball again out here. He heads it forward to Mabalia. Dongo in the right place at the right time to intercept again as Cameroon try and clear it, and the linesman nearby saw a foul right in front of him, waves his flag to his colleague to say you've got to stop that, give them a free kick. So Cameroon will just take a free kick near their corner flag on the near side. Be interested to know what the attendance is tonight. The stadium not full whatsoever, plenty of empty rows and seats around the Oran Olympic Stadium. Quite a few in the middle on the opposite stand. And you can hear the noise still, a lot of horns going on. Oh, and the goalkeeper couldn't clear it for Congo. Yeah, he's had to have help from his teammates. And it's a throw-in on the far side, taken, and now it's crossed in. It's probably a bit too long again. Congo will be happy that that's gone after what could have been humiliating them to concede just like that by a simple mistake from their own goalkeeper. I think we've seen a lot of problems from both teams on the back line at the moment. All very rattled, not warmed up whatsoever. So here come the lines again. They're trying to play down the left wing, only to be cleared away by Bako. But yeah, as I mentioned before, there's only 3 teams in this group. The other team is Niger. So it's going to be weird because Niger don't play in this opening round of games. This is the last group stage game of the first round before it all starts again tomorrow. Match has been paused. I think we might have another injury here. It could be on Dongo. And the stretcher comes back out again. It's had quite a busy half. Gives the players a chance to just have a quick water break. But it's never good when you see the stretcher. Just watching that replay again where Enzila, despite the saves he's had to make in this first half, he's ending the half with a couple of chances for Cameroon to take the lead. He gave the ball away out to his left. And luckily the support of his defenders sorted out the situation. So Ndongo's coming off on the stretcher. Will he continue? There's 1 or 2 players from the bench still in their bibs, just warming up maybe. He's getting a spray on his back. Will that be the answer to getting him back on the pitch? Back in play now. It's in the Cameroon half with Bakoko. Now to Kaiba. Had a shot on target earlier, couldn't get it in the net. Now out onto the left this time, Cameroon on the attack. It's with Ibrahim. Tries to pick up the ball long in the air and he does so. Controls it nicely. Should have win a free kick. Sorry, a throw in. Ondongo's just come back onto the pitch, which is good to see. And now a run from Ivan. We haven't seen much of him in this game. Now it's out onto the right hand side. Bekele makes the outrun and he wins a corner. It's a good sliding challenge from Malongo. But Bekele nearly beat Malonga, but Malonga with the last ditch tackle to clear it for a corner, and that corner is taken and it's still in the 18-yard box. Cameroon in possession. It's in the middle and they're going to go for goal and it's way over the target again. Goalkeeper didn't have to stretch out or make any moves to deny the shot. He was happy to see that go behind. Goal kick to come. Full time in Serie B. Genoa did hold on at the end to win 1-0 against Venezia. 3 points for them tonight. Into the last minute of the first half. And imagine we'll get 2 or 3 minutes of added time since we've had a couple of Congo injuries being dealt with. Meanwhile, back with the game. Ibrahim, the left back. Played it to Emba, but ended up just going out for a throw, and he tried to kick it forward again to one of his teammates in green, but couldn't get the pass complete. Ondongo with the throw-in. Ball and Cameroon might just have opened up here in the midfield. There's 3 of them going forward. Bekele with the cross. Oh, couldn't get that complete. 2 minutes of added time, says the 4th official, as he shows up the board. But I think so far, both teams, just especially Cameroon, they just need that killer instinct and that finish to get themselves their first goal of the tournament. Congo, however, just need to, you could say, get themselves up a gear. They know they can do it. Here they come now, Congo. Basinga. They've been the second best team in this half, but if they were to lead at half time, that would be some bonus. And the cross comes in from Basinga. Oh, and it had to be dealt with by Malone. He nearly lost the ball out there in front of goal. There was a big storming run by Alendo. Now it's on the halfway line with Mbemba to Bakoa. Now Bongo is again. 1 minute of the added time gone up already. Ondongo. Then back to the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper. It was a poor clearance, but it was a terrible first touch by the Cameroon player and ended up being intercepted by Congo again. Now on the halfway line with Bengola. Ondongo. Oh, good through to Mabiala. He crosses it in. Goalkeeper falls to the ground. I think he collided with his own teammate. And the referee will pause the game and make sure that Babi is okay. But he did collide with his teammate. Referee asks for the medics to come on. But he's happy to actually blow the whistle for half-time while the Cameroon goalkeeper is going to get checked out here. Will he be part of the half-time team talks? Well, no goals to report after our first 45 minutes in this opening round game between Cameroon and Congo. I mean, the real chances have actually come from Cameroon. We saw Kaiba early on with a shot on target that had to be fingertipped over the crossbar by Nzila, and then we saw a shot saved on the line by Mbemba, which could have gone in, but luckily for the Congo goalkeeper, one of his teammates made sure they were ready for any shots on target while he was down on the ground. So, as I said, nothing to report. It has ended at half-time, sorry, at the end of the first half. Cameroon 0, Congo 0 in the opening game of Group E at this year's African Nations Championship. We're going to take a short break, but we'll be back for second half commentary in just a bit, so don't go anywhere. welcome back to our live commentary of Cameroon versus Congo. It is half time, but second half looks as though it'll be underway in just a moment. So don't go anywhere, folks. If you wanted to go to the toilet, you've missed out the chance now. But Congo, first team out on the pitch. And Cameroon back out there now as well. And it looks as though Congo are going to make another change. It looks like they're going to make 2 substitutions. So Mabalia is done for the day. He's being replaced by number 11, which is Masamu. And 18 has just come on, and that is Toman Zotto. But I'm not going to lie, I missed who he came on for. But either way, that is 3 substitutions that Congo have already made in this match. They had to make one in the first half, of course, which ended up being a substitution they didn't want to make, but it was an injury concern. So the second half begins. Cameroon attacking from left to right, Congo from right to left. Cameroon playing in their home colours of green shirt, red shorts, yellow socks. Congo in full white kit. I will try and figure out who that substitution was, but it didn't come up. There we go. So yeah, confirmation that it was Massimo who came on for Besalia. And then it was Mbongo who's gone off. The number 10 man. But at the moment, Cameroon straight away trying to go on the first attack of the game. And it's with Bekele. It's a good cross, had to be dealt with again. He is dangerous on the wing. It was a good block at the end and it had to be cleared behind for a corner kick by Mbemba. Cleared it from the edge of the 6-yard box, and we've got another injury. It's with Congo again. They've already made 3 substitutions and they've lost 1 player from injury. It's becoming a bit of a horrid start to the tournament for Paul Putt, the manager of Congo. He's actually from Belgium. So it's quite ironic, you know, this is a competition for players that can only compete if they play in their own national league, but their manager's from Belgium. Julfin Ondongo is the one that's injured. He's getting an ice pack on his left hand side, on the left of his ribs, but I think it was him that was injured in the first half as well, so he did come back on before the half-time break, but it looks as though maybe it just might be the end of his night. The stretch has come back out onto the pitch, something the Congo team are familiar with in this campaign so far. This is only their first game. Still got a corner to be taken, let's not forget. And when it does get taken, it'll be Cameroon's 5th corner of the game. Well, he's off the pitch with the stretcher again, and that might just be the last time we see from him tonight. So Toman Zotto, he's just come on. Anyway, the corner's taken this time, and a header just over the crossbar. That was close. It was Debami with the chance. He had the header across. Goalkeeper might have just covered the net, to be honest, if it had gone on target. And Zila with his fingertips to the crossbar. So it looked as though he had it covered, but just over the crossbar. Cameroon knocking on the door early on in this second half, continuing the opportunities that they created before half-time. Goal kick taken, no good for Congo, because Cameroon have intercepted on the halfway line, coming down the middle. Couldn't get the pass through on the edge of the box, cleared away. And it's still with Congo now. This time it's with Toman Zotto, who's just came on. Plays out to the left of Ilendo. Now Masamu pushes it up, instead cheaply gives the ball away to Ivom. Now it's with Barrack, the right back. I'm just wondering if we will see a change, because that player went off on his stretcher, but we've seen that throughout the game, which is probably a bit different in Africa than it is over what we see here in Europe. But we normally don't see players go off on the stretcher, get treated, then come back on. It's not a bad idea that instead of the player staying there and getting treated for a long time, maybe they've changed it in this competition at least to see if they can try and avoid wasting time. We saw, of course, at the World Cup last month in Qatar that they were happy to just put as much added time on as possible if there's any time being wasted. They weren't messing around with added time. So Congo, last touch coming off Engum, so it'll be a throw-in for the team in white. Just showing that corner again on my monitor, and it was good effort, just over the crossbar. I've not seen much from Debiami so far, but that was his best chance of the game. Nzila's just booted it up long, trying to make a clearance to avoid that pressure from his opponents. But of course, that's what I like about this competition. You're seeing players that you don't watch week in, week out, and you can pick out one or two that you might quite like. I must admit, if I was picking one out so far, I really do like Bekele, the right winger for Cameroon, but I do like Nzila as well, the goalkeeper that we've seen from Congo. Got a clean sheet. Will he keep it till the end of the game? He's going to have to be careful because they're coming out on the attack again. Nguyenza crosses the ball in, and it should come to Nzila, as we just mentioned him. Picks up the ball up in the air. Header not strong enough. On the opposite side of the half now, Maloon does really well to stop the pressure from Basinga. Back with Malone. He'll play it to Mbappe, the goalkeeper. Cadiz have scored. Brian Ocampo. Brian Ocampo. That's a name we've seen before. Scoring just 7 minutes in against Elche. Estoril Prior 1, Cassiopeia AC 0. They're at half-time break there. Bit more of an atmosphere in terms of the crowd noise in the second half, I feel. We didn't hear the drums much in the first half. It's going to be another double substitution from Congo. So it says on the board 21 coming off. So Arlendo's done for the day. It looks as though 25's coming on. Momboli. And it looks as though 20's coming on. 4, again, I missed out who that was. But it is going to be Bedembu who's coming on. Cameroon haven't made any changes yet. 7 minutes into the second half. I'd imagine that is actually for Ondongo, who just came off. Because we didn't see... Actually, I'm really not sure. Because of the stretch, you assume they're out, but they do come back in. Actually, as I say, Ondongo's back on the pitch. And he's just played a throw-in down the far side, ends up being nothing. So it's Soso's come off. I tell you what, the numbers are all messed up here, folks. So I'm just gonna. Soso's come off, but I didn't see. The numbers make no sense here tonight on the team sheets. I don't think they've got it right. Anyway, forget that for a moment, because Congo out on the attack. They've just won a free kick as well. A foul from Malone gives it away for Congo with a chance here with a set piece. Here they come now. It's a free kick wasted. They tried to play it down the left wing, and instead it was intercepted before they could even make the cross in, but Congo have the ball back now. And it's come through, takes a deflection, nearly goes in behind the defence, but there will be a foul on Malone. And that is actually from Biddenbow, who's just come on. And already the referee will be keeping an eye on him for the rest of the game. Yeah, not much in that. Watching the replay back, they're just both going for a loose ball. I don't think Biddenbow was doing too much harm. But they both shake hands afterwards. He wasn't offside either, Biddenbow, if he had carried on. So free kick taken for Cameroon. Still goalless, all square, but they've got a bit of a break now. I think it's Cameroon who don't play their next match until next Tuesday, January 24th, when they play Niger at 7 PM UK time. As I said, this is a 3-team group. Two groups of the 6 are 3 teams. The others are 4 teams. So it'd be interesting to see, and probably a good question to ask the management or one of the players from these teams in the 3-team group, if it will be an advantage to have a bit more rest and a bit more maybe time together instead of playing football maybe. But Congo, they play again this Friday against Niger. So Niger have their little break now before they even started the campaign, and they have to wait pretty much a week into the tournament to mark their first game of the tournament. Clearance made by Nzila. Out to the left. And last touch coming off Malone, so that'll be a Congo throw-in. Congo playing in quite a nice shirt with, it's a full white kit with a red collar, but you've got a bit of a ziggy-zaggy line coming down, thick lines coming down the middle of the shirt with red and yellow. I do quite like that. Cross coming in from Congo. Only one man waiting in the penalty area, but it couldn't get to him because it was headed cleared at the end. Now Cameroon out on the attack on the right wing. It's Bekele again, beats his man, looks to make the cross, or he might go alone. He makes the cross, no one there, and a shot blocked at the end. Debiami wasn't there to pick up the pass in the 6-yard box, but it looks as though, I think it might have been Ngwumza who went for the shot and it took a deflection. But Bekele at the end, he ran so much, he ran out of space left on the field. Shot blocked at the end. And it was Ngwumza who went for goal, but it was a big block by Ndongo. He was frustrated with the outcome, especially Bekele, who was there trying to create the chance. But they've got a corner, so there's still a chance to get the first goal here. Here comes the cross. Flying header goes way wide. Still on the pitch though. Now through the middle, and it was a bit of a big kick through the middle down the floor that none of the Cameroon strikers could get to the end of. But Congo's defence was so open then. Easy chance to go through the middle. Booted up in the air by Nzila. That's what I like about him. He doesn't like to try and play from the back. He wants to see that ball as far away from him as he can. Old-fashioned goalkeeping, some would say. I'd say that. You don't see it a lot anymore in the top divisions in football. You see a lot of teams from lower leagues trying it out as well, picking up that style. It does feel as though in the world of football we do see a lot of that now. Bekele again cuts in to his left. Again, just no one there for him to complete these passes. He is one dangerous player. Now here come Congo on the opposite side of the pitch. It's with Basinga to Manzotto, and a shot at goal. No, it's taken a right-hand save by Mbabe. He gets praise from his teammates because it's gone behind 4. I think this is Congo's first corner of the game. It got through to Basinga, and Mbabe was in the right place at the right time. He came out of his 6-yard box. He probably didn't have to make the save looking back, because the shot originally was going to go wide anyway. Short corner taken by Malonga. Malonga back here with the cross. Finds nobody. And there's offside flag at the end of all that. Congo know they need to get themselves going at the moment. I quite like this question from Jamie Davies. He says, anybody you'll sign in your football manager save? Definitely Mbekele, number 2 for Cameroon. And Nzila, the goalkeeper for Congo. That's what I'd go for so far. If I had to pick one for each team, if I feel generous enough, I might do a man of the match come near the end of the game. We're just about to reach the hour mark. Cameroon 0, Congo 0 in their opening match of the 2022 African Nations Championship. As I say, 2022, because it was supposed to be this time last year. This competition was supposed to happen. Nothing from Cameroon there, because there was a long diagonal ball trying to pick out Bekele, but it ends up being nothing. So throwing near the corner flag. Down on the left-hand side. But Cameroon have won it again with Dambabi, and he's won a throw, or has that gone out for a corner? I can't quite tell. It's a throw-in. It's short by Barrack. Barrack gets the pass again. Instead decides to go back towards their own half. Then it's a long ball diagonally into the edge of the 18-yard box, but nice big run by Nzila, who storms right in, goes down on the ground with the ball. As I say, good goalkeeper. I like what I'm seeing. Like I say, most of these players I've never seen before, so it's the first time for me. Kick taken. Ends up being a foul against Cameroon. So free kick for Congo, but in their own half. Well, both teams have got less than half an hour to try and get their first 3 points of the group stages. And let's not forget, they're only playing 2 games, this one and their match against Niger for both teams. So really isn't much room for manoeuvre if they to not get the 3 points tonight. I'm sure the Niger team are watching wherever they're staying at the moment, just to study their opponents over the next week. It's on the halfway line now with Cameroon. Cameroon now out to the right wing of Barrack. Now Bekele. Bekele decides to ignore Barrack's run, then plays down the middle to Avom. Avom to Ibrahim. Now with Nguzo, he'll cross it in with his left foot. Good chance for a header. There it is. There's the goal. And Cameroon take the lead. 1-0 after 62 minutes. It was a free header into the top left corner of the net. And the Lions roaring, making the big noise in the stands. I'm not sure who it was who got the header. All happened so quickly. But Congo's defence, where was it at the end? Remember, we do have VAR in this competition. Not saying that that'll be checked here, but let's watch this again. On the left wing, the cross in. And it looks as though it was a big run of a header, because originally it looked as though it was going to be Barrack who was going to make the header. He was waiting for it, but instead there was a run in from, it's actually Mbekele, the man who I've been rating all throughout the game, is the man that has scored. And even the manager as well jumps up in the air, reacting to the header pretty much from his body language, is hoping he'll do the header, and he did. And Bekele has opened the scoring. 62 minutes it took them. So it is Cameroon 1, Congo 0. And they have resumed again. It's back with their goalkeeper of Cameroon. And Bekele's actually, he plays for Colombi Sportive du Ja et Lobo. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, but that is in Cameroon, of course. He was born in 1998. So he is 24 years old at the moment. He'll be 25 come September the 30th. But he'll remember that goal for a long time. Great goal, great header. As I said, Barak was standing, waiting for that header, and instead, Bekele just decides to storm in and make the header. So what are Congo going to do now? Can they respond to this? They've already made 4 substitutions, let's not forget. I'd imagine, just like any football competition these days, you can have no more than 5 substitutions. It's with their back line at the moment, with Mbemba. The defenders have got a question, why was there 2 Cameroon players unmarked for that cross? Either of them were going to get the header on goal, and I do feel for Nzila, the goalkeeper. As I said, he's had a terrific game, but there's nothing he could do about that. Defensive was very poor there. Tamon Zotto has let the ball roll out for thrown to Cameroon, and Cameroon making their first change. Diaby has done for the day. He's being replaced by John Kep. So John Kep playing in the centre up front, we expect. So that's Diaby done for the day. Harrison John Kep, he's a 2001 baby. So he's 21 years old, plays in Cameroon, plays for Edig Football Club. But this is what I love about this competition, you know, never heard of these clubs, never heard of these players. But it's a window for these players to get themselves seen around the world. In the midfield area is at the moment in the centre circle. Congo now with Taman Zotto. Couldn't get it out to the right of Masamu. And the ball's gone out for a throw-in. But at the moment, it's 1-0. And at this moment, Cameroon will get the 3 points. I've noticed that at half-time there's been a lot more fans coming in as well. Maybe the ticket prices are half price at half-time. Maybe they've been waiting outside till then. Cameroon, here they come again now. The Lions out on the left wing. Cross comes in, and Nzila dives and punches the ball away, and it goes all the way back to the halfway line. Great goalkeeping again. It's now with Bekele, the goal scorer. Oh, lovely flick to Avom. Avom's on his own and he swings it in, and there's no one there to tap it in. It should have been 2-0, and even the Cameroon manager Song is watching. What on earth? How are we not 2-0 up? Cross goes through the 6-yard box, and there's 2 unmarked Cameroon players, and none of them are going for it, and it's gone behind for a goal kick. That should have been game, set and match. It stays at 1-0, but Congo, they just can't defend right now, and they can't even get the possession whatsoever. It's now through the middle again, but it's this time dealt with by Ondongo to intercept the loose ball, and now he pushes it forward down to the right hand side. Again, there's just no flow there from Congo. They just don't know who they're passing it to whatsoever. It's been a red card for Casa Pierre AC, Clayton on the 55th minute. But yes, our poll has changed more towards Cameroon again. 75% have gone for Cameroon, 12% for a draw, Congo at 12% as well. And again, it's just more misery because there's a free kick from a foul by Congo. I'm watching that replay again on my monitor. How on earth has he not scored that? It was between John Kep and Guanzu, who could have just tapped it in, and they both look at each other wondering what on earth happened there. But here they come again, Cameroon through the middle, but it's just not enough because it's wowed out with again by Nzila. Judged his run brilliantly there to get to the edge of the box and pick it up with both of his gloves. It's back with him, boots it out to the right wing, headed up, and I think the referee, it's offside against Congo. So just shows that that high line of defending from Cameroon right now is working. Makoko leading the line. Greg Livingston says, Jamie, as a United fan, would you have liked to have Christopher Nkonko at United? I have a friend who's a United friend. He said, would have loved to see Nkonko. Would you like to see him at United? Well, actually, let's just go back to this game because Cameroon with a cross again across the 6-yard box. No one again there to make the tap in. And they've just won a corner, Cameroon on the near side with 20 minutes to go. To be honest with you, I think the #1 striker for Man United is Harry Kane right now. Come the summer, not now, but United are clubs selling at the moment, so they're not going to spend much money on players, especially when the owners are not going to invest in those players. So corner coming up for Cameroon, 7th corner of the game for them, comes to naught, and that's gone all the way out for a throw-in on the far side for Congo. The Red Devils not looking like the Devils themselves at the moment. Struggling to stay in this game. Somehow they're just 1-0 down, but all it takes is a moment for them to get themselves back in the game. Cameroon were always going to be the favourites. The best Congo have ever done in the African Nations Championship is get to the quarter-finals, and that is in the last 2 championships. Now here we go again, it's with Ivom. Ivom, is he going to get the cross in? No, it's yet again, there's 3 or 4 in the box, but he's not picking them out. Congo yet again, now here they come again, and he's onside, but the goalkeeper's come out to clear it, but finally the linesman raises his flag. That must have been close, because I thought it was very, very close between the forward and the defensive line. Yeah, okay, he is offside at the end, Masamu. Cameroon know that this should be their 3 points if they carry on attacking like this, but I'm sure the manager is stressing that they need that second goal to put the game to bed and get that first 3 points of the tournament. So Cameroon now out onto the left-hand side. Masamu tracks back and defends it really well. Kicks the ball against his opponent with that deflection. Luckily coming to his teammate of Bako, who will clear it. Only for it to be a throw-in on the far side. It's short throw-in from Cameroon's Avon. Going back to Greg's question, I did see rumours today that Man United are having talks with Denzel Dumfries from Inter Milan, which He's been rumoured to join United in the past, but I'm not really sure if that's necessary right now, because we don't need a wing back. And Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I'd like to think, is turning a corner under Erik ten Hag, but the rumours are also there that he's still expected to go this month. But I can't see how that's the case if Wan-Bissaka is still getting into the, well, sometimes recently he's been in the starting lineup. Congo have had a free kick just inside their own half. It's now out to the left wing. Ends up being nothing whatsoever. Final third just not there for Congo at the moment. Now Cameroon have been able to get into the final third, but they just can't finish it. And here they come through now down the middle with John Kep, but again Nzila comes out, picks up the ball from the ground, throws it out as quickly as he can. It's now with Guamzu. Guamzu on the right hand side in the Congo half. He's got support of Bekele, who he's played the ball to. Bekele beats one man, and instead he couldn't keep it in play. And I don't think he got any touch off his opponent, so it's going to be a goal kick for the Red Devils. I mean, before this game had kicked off, Congo have actually lost 3 of their last 6 matches. So not in the right form. As I mentioned before, Cameroon are unbeaten in 5 consecutive outings since that World Cup opener defeat to Switzerland. They didn't get out of the group stages at the end, Cameroon, but they did. Ball across. No. Comes to nothing again. Booted up in the air. I think it was Cameroon that was in the same group as who was it again? They're in the same group as Switzerland, Serbia and Brazil, and I think they're the ones that beat Brazil in the final group game, but it wasn't enough for them to get out of the group stages. Malone's just had to boot it up in the air, last man back for Cameroon, just making sure that he doesn't make any slip-ups. But you'd think between now and the end of this game, Cameroon should go on to win. They just need that second goal. It's out on the left wing now with Guamzu. Last touch comes off his opponent and he does win a throw-in. One of the Cameroon coaches, I think it's the goalkeeper coach, because he's got his goalie gloves on, he can't watch. Just shows how nerve-wracking it is when there's only 1 goal between the two. And Bekele, sorry, not Bekele, it's Makoko, the captain, the leader of this Cameroon team, who's on the ground at the moment and will need treatment. And again, that orange stretcher is back out. It's been a busy stretcher tonight. Meanwhile, we're just getting the replay back on the monitor, watching that goal again. And Nguinzo with the cross, headed in by Bekele. At this moment in time, he's probably my man of the match. He's created things from the right-hand side, and he's been the man that has got the winning goal so far. So, thrown to be taken. Oh, that's a foul throw. Yes, easily. Referee ain't gonna ignore it. Foul throw in modern day football, especially professional football. Not great. You do see it a lot, but that one was very obvious. Short throw in then for Congo. Need to get out their own half at least. They've booted up in the air. It's down the middle again. And Barak had to just watch from his back to just keep that ball away from his opponent, which he did. Now in Malonga, takes a deflection and wins a throw-in. Camera's back out on Samuel Eto'o, the former professional footballer of Cameroon and of course the president of the CFF. he'd love to play in this game tonight because the setup has been there, and he would have, I'm sure, back in his prime, he would have finished one or two of those chances. Won the Champions League in 2006 with Barcelona and scored one of the goals that beat Man United in 2009. And of course, the year after that, he won with Inter Milan under the management of Jose Mourinho. And he also said that Morocco would get to the final of the World Cup in his predictions, and he wasn't far off. We all thought he was crazy. But Morocco were only 90 minutes away from reaching a final. Not just any final, the World Cup final. And the match has been paused because Cameroon have been awarded a free kick. I think it might have been Barak that's fallen to the ground, or is it Mbekele again? It is, it's Bekele again. He took quite the contact from his opponent of Malonga from behind on the halfway line. And Bekele was just treated before. And we're going to get our first yellow card of the game here. And that's Basinga, who's been given a yellow card. Yellow card we've not seen yet in this game. Referee has been very generous so far, but Basinga is now in the referee's book. Obviously, you'll have to be careful with 10 minutes to go. He did go in late though on his Cameroon opponent of Avon. Avon just trying to pass the ball away, and then Basinga went right into him. It's now in the centre circle, long ball there from the Lions, ends up picking out no one, and it's back to the feet of Benzila. He says thank you very much. He falls to the ground while kicking the ball out, but should be okay because it's gone all the way to the halfway line, so nothing to worry about. Now with Kaiba. Remember folks, to subscribe to Let's Talk Sport. Less than 10 subscribers away from 11,000 when I last checked. So do help us reach there by tonight, we'd really appreciate it. Can Cameroon get that second goal and put the game to bed in these last few minutes? Now with Bingvila. Flick forward to try and pick out Massimo, no chance there, as it's well dealt with by Ibrahim, then kicked away by Barbie. Now with Tamanzotto. Oh, Congo got it to the edge of the box, but again, they just can't. You want them to at least hold the ball, but it's not happening whatsoever. Now it's on the opposite end of the pitch. It's on the right wing with Bekele. And he falls to the ground, and he's won a free kick again. They just can't deal with him at the moment. Malonga this time with the foul. Don't think there'll be a booking made. Tries to outrun Malonga. Malonga looked as though he wasn't ready for the challenge and decided to get his body in the way. So free kick to come. It should be a, I'd like to say, simple cross in from the right wing. And it's swung in, but first man heads it away for Congo. Still in the 18-yard box. A bit of head tennis happening on the edge of the box. Here they come again then. Guamzio cuts in, looks around to play the pass across the field. Now Bekele, the right back, swung in, only to be headed away on the edge of the 6-yard box. Now with Malonga, only half cleared, but the last touch coming off Kaiba there, and it's a throw-in for Congo at the midway point in their own half. Long throw-in down the left-hand side. Last touch coming off a Cameroon player, so it's another throw-in for Congo. Just inside their opponent's half. Can they try and create at least one or two chances before the full-time whistle? The clock is ticking for the Red Devils. Long thrown again down the left. Comfortably cleared up in the air by Malone. Ball lands back in the half of Congo, and it's headed all the way to Nzila, the goalkeeper. He throws it out to his left of Mbemba. Now here we go, then ball out to the left wing. Now it's Malonga. Malonga up against Barrack. Then a chest down on the edge of the 18-yard box from a cross, but again, they're just taking so much time, and it makes it easy for Cameroon to read what they're doing and to just get rid of that ball and stop that flow. But as we say, that the goalkeeper's had to come out of his penalty area and make the clearance there. My word, Babby has made a big moment save. He had to come out and clear it. But Babby and Nzila, both goalkeepers, I think have been tremendous to watch. Anyway, challenge for, oh, and it's gone in. No, it hasn't. No, it's just gone wide. I thought for a moment, I was overexcited. It looked as though it was going to somehow go over the goalkeeper and go into the top left corner of the net. Was that supposed to be a cross? It ended up going nearly straight in. But Babby was, wow. He wasn't sure. I think for a moment he worried it was going to creep in. I honestly thought from my angle it was going in. 5 minutes to go. Estoril Praia 2-0 up now against Cassiopea AC. Thiago Gouveia. Half-time in Italy, in Serie A it's Empoli 0, Sampdoria 0. We haven't seen many goals in this tournament so far. Before tonight, before Cameroon had scored, we've only seen 11 goals scored in the 6 matches played since the tournament began on Friday night, which Algeria won against Libya. Of course, there are more matches coming up throughout the tournament, which we'll go through in just a moment, but we are going to look at Congo now, trying to get that equaliser. Good defending by Barrack. He was the last man in the penalty area, and he was in the right place to make the clearance from the cross that was coming in from the right wing. Congo, can they go up at it again? Yes, they can. It's out on the right wing again. A cross had to be put behind for a corner kick. Malone getting his left foot out to make the clearance. Corner to come for Congo. Big moment here on Dongo. Warming up his legs before he makes the corner kick. It's a poor attempt. It didn't even get past the first player. Booted away. And Dongo's actually come all the way back to pick up the loose ball. Now with Mbemba. To Ndongo, who's had to head it to keep it in play, but the linesman nearby says that went out for a throw-in. Throw-in it'll be for Cameroon. But yeah, there are 2 matches again tomorrow, starting at 4 p.m. UK time, that is. Mozambique against Libya. They've already had at least 1 round of matches from the opening couple of days, and following that from Group A, it's Algeria against Ethiopia at 7 o'clock. So that's the matches for tomorrow. So at the moment, match has been paused because we might have another injury here, but it's for Avom of Cameroon this time. I think some of the Congo players might have theories that he might just be wasting time, but the orange stretcher is back out again. It's clearly a procedure here in this competition, at least in Africa, that if you're going to play injured, we're going to take you off the pitch then, which isn't a bad idea. But it does look silly, because especially if you're faking it, to have to go off on a stretcher when you don't even need it. So they will play on without Avom for a moment. It looks as though there might have been a substitution, and I think Bato has just come on. number 10 for Cameroon. Meanwhile, Congo, can they get a corner out of that? No, they can't. They were trying to attack from the left-hand side with Malonga, but he couldn't get the crossing or any contact to at least win a corner kick. Half-time at Port Vale. Port Vale 0, Peterborough United 0. Into the final few seconds before the 90. How much added time will there be? It was 2 minutes in the first half, and we had a few moments of players being checked by the medic. We've had that in this second half. So yes, it was Avron that came off for Bato. The confirmation is in. That's his night done. We will, of course, pick our man of the match at full time, so do stay tuned for that. Probably quite obvious who I'm going to go for. So we've reached the 90 minutes. And I don't know if we've been given any added time, you know. There's nothing that's come up. Oh no, there we go. It's now up on the board. 3 minutes of added time. I must admit, I thought they might add 4 or 5. Congo really don't have much time if they're going to look for that equaliser. They've got it on the right end of the pitch at the moment. And they have won a free kick just near the centre circle to the right hand side of the Cameroon half. Some of the Cameroon bench players can't watch. They do fear that they're going to drop 2 points here. Free kick taken. Long ball into the box, header attempt from the edge of the box, and because it's so far away from goal, it's just not going to even reach the net from there. Mombali with the header that was, by the way. He beat his man, but from that power, it looked as though he was trying to header it at goal, but maybe he could have done better with trying to flick it down to one of his teammates. Now through on the left-hand side again with Malonga. Now Basinga. Cameroon intercept though. Now it's with Bekele, the man so far with the only goal of the game. Now with John Kep. John Kep on the right-hand side of the box, and a shot at goal. Instead it goes over the crossbar from Gremzu. He picked up the cross from John Kep. John Kep with a low ball cross. And a kick at first time goes over the crossbar. Samuel Eto'o in a replay reacts to it in frustration, hoping that that was going to be 2-0. Stays at 1-0 though to Cameroon. We've got 1 minute left of the 3 minutes of added time. Cameroon have it in their possession at the moment with Barak. Now Barak trying to get it through to John Kep. John Kep nearly outmuscled Mbamba there. Now here come Cameroon again on the left-hand side. Oh, nearly could have been a foul in the penalty area, but no, there wasn't enough contact in that. Have Congo got anything left in the engine? They just went for a long ball again. Hit and hope, really. And Bekele, well, he's decided to boot the ball up in the air only to give it to Nzila. I don't think the Cameroon manager liked that. But Ibrahim's still down on the ground. He's been down on the ground since he fell in the Congo penalty area. Referee's happy to just play on. We've reached the 3 minutes of added time. Will the referee blow his whistle? Yes, he will. Congo won't get another chance. And it is Cameroon who take all 3 points in their opening game. They were the better team tonight, but there were moments near the end where it could have been a draw. Congo trying to go for that equaliser, but Cameroon just too strong. And to be honest with you, I think maybe if Congo were going to get given another 90 minutes to score, I would have debated whether they would have done, to be honest. Cameroon, they've done the job. Congo might have lost a few players already from this game with the injuries that we saw. But at the end, it was a 63rd minute goal from Mbekele, who makes sure that Cameroon get the goal and the 3 points to wrap up the opening game. So it has ended here at Oran Olympic Stadium. Cameroon 1, Congo 0. And before we wrap up, let's go through all the stats. So it was 10 shots for Cameroon, 7 for Congo. Shots on target were more for Cameroon as well. It's at 3, while Congo only got the 1 shot on target. Possession towards Cameroon as well. It's 60% to 40%. The passes belong to Cameroon as well. 478 compared to 322 of Congo. And we only saw 1 yellow card in the game, and that was from Basinga, the number 9 man of Congo, late on in the game. Corners were also towards Cameroon. I counted 7, but it was 9 apparently. And I was right on Congo, they had 2 as well. But before we wrap up, we are going to announce our man of the match. And I really do think that it should be... well, let's talk about it. Mbekele, what a player he was tonight. So busy down the right wing. You'd think for a number 2 man he would be a right back, but he is actually playing right wing tonight. He was fast. He can beat his opponents from time to time. He created a few chances that didn't get converted, and at the end it was him that made a storming run into the penalty area to go for a free header, and he got it right into that top left corner of the net. And for me, he is my man of the match for tonight. So congratulations, Mbekele. He wins the Let's Talk Sport man of the match for Cameroon versus Congo. As I mentioned before, the next matches for these two teams, it is Congo that will play again on Friday night against Niger at 7 p.m. and Cameroon don't play Niger until a week tomorrow, which is Tuesday, January 24th at 7 p.m. So Cameroon know that pretty much as long as they get a point, or even if they win their next game, they are pretty much through to the knockout stages. Anyway, I think we're going to wrap it up here. So thank you as always, folks, for tuning in to our live commentary of Cameroon versus Congo. It's you lot at home that keep this channel going. So if you haven't yet and you enjoyed what you watched tonight, click that subscribe button. I'll be back tomorrow night for live commentary of Ronnie O'Sullivan versus Barry Hawkins in the World Grand Prix, the opening round of the World Grand Prix taking place in Cheltenham. Just literally, the tournament started hours after we witnessed Mark Williams fall short to Judd Trump winning his second Masters late on last night at the Ali Pali. Anyway, I'm going to go. Thanks for watching. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, and we'll see you very soon. But it's Cameroon who look to be on pole position to come out the winners of Group E. See you later.